Hi everyone, so as you've seen with the intro of this vlog, I'm now back in my home in the province of Marinduque. I've actually alluded into coming here in my previous vlog wherein I talked about the originals from Sonyaji. Now, by the way, I'm going to put a link down in the description box to that vlog because there's news circulating that those three brushes are going to be restocked sometime in May. Okay, but I digress. I actually stated in that vlog that I'm gonna be here for Holy Week celebrations. And the reason why is because if you're part of the Christian world or the Catholic world, like, Holy Week celebrations, Semana Santa, Easter, everything goes into a standstill. There is no work, there's practically nothing to do, and that's why we're here. So, like, here in the Philippines, people go back to their homes in the provinces, others travel abroad, and others go on a staycation. So me being here right now is like a staycation. Okay, now the other reason why I'm also here is because last week I celebrated my 43rd birthday. Now, I originally wanted to vlog about my birthday, but I scrapped it last minute because I just wanted to celebrate quietly. I just wanted to be lazy here at home. I just spent the day with my partner and with my dogs. And the only thing that we did to really celebrate is we went to one of my most favorite restaurants here in the island called Cafe Villanegro, where they have authentic Italian cuisine. And the views from the restaurant, overlooking the bay, especially during sunset, it's just absolutely beautiful. So yeah, so that's just what I did. Now, the only thing that was out of the ordinary during my birthday was that I had to get to know our new scooter here at home. So my partner bought a Yamaha Fazio. So it's a small scooter, and the reason why is because he needed to be mobile here in the island. We used to be a two-car household, but I sold my car back in December 2024. And his car had to stay with me in the city because I needed it more than he does here in the province. So him buying the scooter just makes him more mobile. He can go to the pharmacy as needed. He can go to the gym. He can go to the grocery at any given time. Although there's public transport here, but it's few and far in between. And sometimes you have to wait a long time before you can hop into one just to bring you 7 kilometers away. So I do have to say it's been years since I have ridden a scooter or driven a scooter. As soon as I hopped on into the scooter, something clicked in my brain, and as soon as I found my center of gravity, it was actually very easy to navigate. The only thing that's difficult is actually as soon as I turn on the scooter and I rev up the engines, it's like a signal to my dogs, I'm leaving, and they start running after me. So I've actually devised a plan wherein if I need to leave the property, I should do it outside of the gate just so that they don't crowd around me, and it makes it difficult to actually leave them when you see them really, really excited in front of you. Yeah, so anywho, at this point of the video, I have been here for now around 11 days, and I'm gonna be here for 6 more days before I go back to the city because work beckons. So there's really nothing much that I'm gonna be doing here. I didn't even bring any of my makeup stuff, because before I came over here, I really started packing up my home office and my stuff, in anticipating for moving, and of course the possibility of working as soon as I arrive back home in the city, which is actually happening. Now, truthfully, I don't have anything planned for my vlog, but it's very important for me to share with you guys what I see here in Marinduque at around this time of the year, because after all, Marinduque is known for their Moriones festival. So you have a lot of men here walking around wearing wooden masks, and it's actually carved into a Morion soldier, a Roman soldier, and it's part of their tradition. It's actually so amazing. So maybe tomorrow I'm gonna go to town, and if there are Morion soldiers walking around, I'm gonna show that to you guys. And maybe the day after, I'm gonna go to a different town to show you what happens there at around this time of the year as well. Okay, and of course, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys some updates here in the house as well. Now, if you follow me here on YouTube, my previous vlog, I actually talked about one area here of the house wherein we were actually creating a communal kitchen. So it's been a little over a month, and I do have to say that it has finally been built, although it's not finished yet, but it's 85% done. So I'm gonna show you guys that a little bit later, okay? But for now, I'm just gonna take a little break because I need to have lunch with my partner and my foster kids downstairs, because they're also here right now with us for this very nice short Easter break from school, okay? All right, so we are now in our communal kitchen here in the property, and we call this the pergola. So as I've said earlier, it's around 85% done, and the only thing that needs to be finished is actually some of the detail work. Okay, and I actually love that we kept the ceiling. So this is how it looks like. I love it. I love the detailing that we see here, and because it's open air, it just really keeps the area quite cool, which I love, because after all, we live near the water, so we just need crosswind to really come in. Look at that. So this is where this is the main cooking area. So I recently bought a small 2-burner gas stove, and this is our gas tank here from the brand Solane. I love this. This is called Kitchen Locks. I got this at SNR, which is like a Costco here in the Philippines. And then I also bought one electric burner, just in case if we run out of gas, there's always a backup. And in case there's no electricity in the island, we can always use a gas burner. Now, I initially wanted to have a full-on electric kitchen, but unfortunately it's not possible because the island suffers from frequent blackouts. Now, although we do have a generator here in the property, but I don't want to overwork it, especially we needed to turn on the refrigerator, the lights, the water heater. So it's just a nice buffer to have two options as needed. Okay, and what else is here? So of course we have a rice cooker. Being Filipinos, rice is so important. And then we have a small coffee maker here. We have an oven toaster here, which we've had for years. I think we need to change that. Now, the other appliance that we need here is actually an oven. Now, I do have an oven in our main kitchen in the house, and my partner was actually thinking of just bringing that here. And it's actually an electric oven, but I told him that I'm just gonna save up for a new oven, because that oven is really, really old. And because we live in a very open space, there have been a few instances that critters actually house within the insulations of the oven. So I don't want to use it anymore, and I just also don't want the risk of creating fire in the house, especially that the last time I tried to use it, smoke came out of it. Although I do really want to have one oven here for this part, a very small tabletop oven. Now is not the time, especially that I don't have the budget for it and it wasn't in the plan. So I'm just gonna save up for that, but it's very important that I do have one, because I love baking, I love making cakes, cupcakes, things like that. So it's part and parcel of what I do here whenever we are at home. So yeah, this is the washing area. So we just had this made. This is all cement and hollow blocks. We decided not to put a stainless steel wash basin here, because after all, we live close to the sea, and no matter what, the sea always has a way of turning metal things into rust, even if they say that it's stainless steel. Okay, And then on this side here, this is where we keep like, the glasses, the microwave oven. This one also needs to be changed because this has been with us for a really long time. But I do have to say, of all of the appliances that we have here in our home, the most analog ones are the one that lasts really a long time. This microwave oven included, okay? So what else is here? Then we have like, the plates here. Then we have more storage spaces there. Then there's the garbage can. And then we have the small refrigerator here on this side. And then that's one of our face masks that we got from my partner's sister. This is from Africa. Isn't that so pretty? It's so gorgeous. And then behind that is actually the grill area. So that part is still not done. So it's still full of construction material. So maybe in like, the next few weeks after the Holy Week celebrations, we'll be able to wrap that up. And we also did put some bamboo slats there just for some like, aesthetic appeal. And then we also have a toilet and a shower here. So let me just move back here to the main like, cooking area. Let's flip it over. So that's the toilet. It's not done yet. And then we have a shower area here as well. But I do love that while you're doing the dishes, you have like, some plants here in front of you. And again, like, we always try to keep everything open. Lots of windows here, big open doors, and then more windows and more windows, just so that we have like, the breeze and the wind, like, going through. Now, my partner actually wants this to be all glass, but I'm trying to convince him not to make it all glass because I don't want it to like, stop the wind from coming through. And also because glass, it generates heat. So I'm not sure like if that will make this room any hotter, especially that, if I like move here, you can see that the sun in the afternoon kind of like hits in this area, but that's actually his like, decision to make. So yeah, so this is our small communal kitchen here. So you actually have a nice view of the sea there, and then you have everything that you need here. You also have a small oval table here. This one actually you can extend so that you can add 2 more seats in here so that you could accommodate 8 to 9 people, or even maybe 10. It might be possible. Yeah, so I'm actually glad that this is almost done. At least now we don't have to worry about like, people crowding in the kitchen, especially when we have friends and family over who actually loves to like, cook and do whatever. And usually, as I've said before, like, the kitchen is always where people like, always end up communing when they're in a house. And I'm just so glad that we have ample space there. Look at that. Okay, isn't that so cute? This is so pretty. Okay, so let's go back inside. I'm gonna go back into my home office and I'm gonna check on my dog Malena, because yesterday I had to rush her to the vet because an abscess was forming on her side, and that really worried me. And when I went to the vet yesterday, he gave her a round of antibiotics. Where is she? Just to see, like, to help make that abscess subside, because the abscess never really erupted, so he can't really open it. But so far, she's doing well. She's still eating. She doesn't have any fever, which is amazing. So where is she? Okay, so I found her in the room of the kids, and she seems to be fine. Hey, Malena girl. Are you okay? Yeah, so this is her abscess here. So it hasn't erupted yet. But I'm glad to see that she's doing well, and we don't have to go back, hopefully, in the next few days to open this up, or even, like, stitch it if ever it erupts. Okay? Alright. Okay, we're going to walk down today. I'm with all the kids. Say hi at the back. You'll be in my vlog, ha? How would you, Ina? Take a selfie of yourself. Yay! Bye. Okay. say hi. Oi, Ina. Hi. Okay, you guys, we're at Buwak Plaza, and one of our foster kids friends is also with us. And I wanted to bring him to the National Museum of Marinduque, and we're actually quite surprised that this time they actually allowed videos to be taken. So at this point of the video, you might have already seen that. So I'm not gonna talk much because it's a little bit noisy here in the plaza, and there's so much action going on. And we had a very nice afternoon here in the town of Buwak in Marinduque.
Didn't we went to his house before?
I think so.
Mainit nga.
Hey you guys, smile. Hi. That's sweet.
ay yung sinabi ni Jesus. The Bible, sa dulo ng kanyang buhay, kaibigan, matay. At muling na buhay, magkalipas na ito ang tumaraw. Ang bata, hanggang ang Sabado.
Hi guys, good afternoon. So I'm just coming to you from the pergola today. So I'm just mounting my phone precariously on my coffee canister because I left my phone holder in my home office in the city, but this will do for now. Okay. All right, so it's a little bit late in the afternoon and I hope we still have some light, and I'm just gonna round up what we did yesterday. So as you have seen, we went to Buwak Town. We were at the town plaza, and when we got there were a lot of Morion soldiers milling around, and I love seeing them in full garb because, like, you know, this isn't only about pageantry and, like, you know, costume, but this is also about tradition and devotion, because a lot of these men and women who wear this, like, you know, Morion Roman soldier garb, it's a devotion for them. So some have been doing it for less than 10 years, while there are some who've been doing it for 20-30 years, and there's even, like, you know, a few who do it all their lives. So it's very interesting, and this tradition is absolutely amazing. I'm sure you've seen in the video that there were also a lot of kids running around, like, you know, they were taunting some of these Roman soldiers. So it's part of, like, you know, the tradition here. And I do have to say though that, like, you know, this, like, you know, dressing up, you know, as a Roman soldier here, this is just not, like, you know, something random, but it's part of a passion play. So it's very theatrical in a sense, and it culminates on Easter Sunday with the beheading of the soldier Longinus. So if you're, like, you know, Catholic and Christian, you know what I'm talking about, yeah? So I won't delve into that because, like, you know, again, if you're interested to know more about the Moriones festival, please do some research, because I am not adept with this festival, because I'm not a local here. I was born in a different region, in a different island, which like has a different festival, which is called Sinulog, because I'm from Cebu. But anyway, I digress. So as I said, this is not a, like, you know, random, like, you know, dressing up kind of thing, but no, it has a very theatrical kind of a sense, wherein these soldiers and the community is actually involved, because these soldiers are actually, like, you know, going around, like, you know, town, popping into, like, you know, somebody's homes, and they're always, like, you know, asking, like, you know, where is Longinus? Where is Longinus? And one thing that's part of this tradition is that the mothers, when there's a Roman soldier around, and if their kids have been naughty this past year, they'll bring their naughty kid to a Roman soldier, and these Roman soldiers will scare the wits out of these kids, and hopefully they'll also scare them straight. So it's actually very interesting to watch. I know it seems traumatic, which I'm sure it is, but then again, if you are, like, you know, part of this community, it's part and parcel of the tradition. Okay. So what else happened yesterday? So after we went to the National Museum, I brought Lawrence, the friend of my foster kids, to Buwak Cathedral, because it's his first time here. And there's also a tradition here in the Philippines that if you go to a church for the first time, you're actually going to make a wish, and that wish is supposed to come true. So I wanted to give him that opportunity. So I also found it lucky that we went there, because like, you know, when I go to churches, I love walking around, especially Buwak Cathedral, because this was built during Spanish colonial times. And there's actually like, you know, the flying buttress of the church is actually seen on the side. And I was so surprised that when I went to the side, like, you know, a lot of these rebultos, I forgot the English term for it, but they were all lined up because they were being prepared for the procession, which is happening today, which is Good Friday. My partner is there right now. He's watching it together with some of our foster kids. I opted not to go this year because I'm tasked in cooking dinner tonight, and the parade kind of like ends, or it's not a parade, it's a procession, but the procession kind of like ends a little bit late in the evening, and I didn't want to, like, you know, rush in creating dinner as soon as we get home from the procession. So but I did ask him though to shoot some, like, you know, snippets of the procession so that I can share it with you guys here. Okay, and what else did we do yesterday? Yeah, we went to this very nice small cafe. Like, you know, it was located right across from the main road to Buwak Cathedral. It was very cute, very nice. Like, you know, we had like small slices of pizza, which was enough to stave off our hunger. And then after which we went to the Marinduque Expo, which has a lot of vendors still selling a lot of food and souvenirs, things like that. So this always happens every year during the Moriones festival. Okay, yeah. So I still have plans of going to the other town of Gasan because I wanted to see the giants that they have there. So I haven't seen those in years, so that's why I'm very interested. And of course, it's very nice that the friend of my foster kids are here, so at least it's something new for someone to experience, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so maybe I might do that tomorrow. We'll see, but for sure I'm gonna share that experience also with you guys here on my vlog. Okay, all right, so that's it for me right now. So I'm gonna let you guys go because I'm going to cook some dinner. So I'll see you in a day or two. Okay.
This is ang panalangin ni Jesus sa Gethsemane. Okay, translate. What is it?
That's harder.
Ang paghagupit kay Jesus habang nakagapos Jesus Nazareno. Jesus Nazareno. Pagka subasog ni Jesus, the falling of Jesus. Sumubsog, nasa lubog ni Jesus ang inang si Marinduque. What's that?
The rice and the crucifixion. Because he looks
Si Jesus ay binaba sa krus.
yeah.
Okay, translate.
Jesus was carried down from the cross.
Veronica. That's very nice, no? And then this is Santa Elena. Sa Armada.
Okay, you guys, we're going to Gasan town today, and I have the kids with me. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
When I say kids, they're not kids anymore. They're like young adults. Okay, so let's go and see what's up in Gasan. Hi guys, so I'm in the town of Gasan right now, and we actually didn't see the parade of giants because we missed it, because usually these things happen in the morning. And as you guys can see from the background here, if I focus there, it's close to sunset. So Gasan is the town beside my town in Boak, and it has different activities, and I think they have something going on today, but it's going to be later in the evening, but we won't wait for that because we don't want to be stuck in traffic, things like that. But it's so lovely to be here. It's a different vibe, and you just see how beautiful the seascape is from here. Can you imagine? This is the vantage point from the church here in Gasan. It's so pretty. Like, you know, this portion here, let me just flip my camera. Would you look at that? Look at that very beautiful shoreline there. Very pretty. And then of course you have the setting sun there. It's so gorgeous. So I'm here with my two foster kids, Janjan and Karina, and their friend Lawrence. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to the shore because there's a park there, and I just want to see what's going on because it's been years since I've actually been there. So let's go. Thank you so much. Oh. Hi you guys, good morning. Chia says good morning. So to those of you who are celebrating Easter today, happy Easter to you, and to those who don't, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday today. So it's gonna be my last few days here in my home in the province. I'm gonna be leaving in 2 days. So today I actually woke up so early. I had to bring my foster kids and their friend to the port because they had to leave because they had school tomorrow and they have exams. So it was very important that like, you know, they have to make it back to the mainland today. So we woke up very early at around 5, and then I had to make sure that they were at the port at around 6:30 in the morning so that they can catch a boat. But unfortunately, because there's a high volume of people here in the island at this time, they're still waiting to get into a boat, and hopefully by like an hour or so they will be able to catch the boat that will take them to the mainland, and from there they're going to commute. They're going to take a bus to bring them to their dormitories. And for me, for the rest of the day, I'm just going to wrap up the things that I have been doing here. I have to do some laundry, and I also have to plan things properly because as soon as I get home, I have a few days before I fly out for work. So I don't know if that's gonna push through, But if it does, it means I have like, a very tight schedule this coming week. So I'm gonna try to see if I could vlog anything that's makeup related, because I actually do want to talk about another brush set. Well, not a set, but a number of brushes that I purchased at Hodo back in September when I was in Osaka, right before Brush Festival. So I have been testing that out for months, and I have actually been loving how they work. Now, I also did place an order for some makeup stuff this past week that I was here. So I was just planning it properly so that by the time I get home in the city, my orders are going to be arriving. So I did order a few makeup stuff from Lisa Eldridge. So I did purchase a deeper shade of foundation from her, so I'm going to try that out. And the main reason why is because the previous foundation that I ordered from here, it was a little bit too light, and I did that on purpose because I was anticipating that I would be lighter in skin tone. And I've noticed that because I would be traveling to my home here in the province frequently, my skin is always deeper in tone, and I would always have to adjust that foundation with some bronzer. And I'm hoping that in me purchasing a deeper shade of my foundation color, it's just going to be just right for me. And I did purchase her new Rouge Experience Refill in Bohemian Cherry, and I'm so glad that finally got in stock, because that was a color that I was very excited about. And I also did purchase some of her lip liners. And I also did purchase some eyeshadow brushes from Fuda Beauty. I purchased 2 eyeliner brushes and 1 eyeshadow brush. And the past few days, I've also been perusing through Beautylish, and I bumped into some new products from RMS, and they are really calling out my name. So they are matte liquid eyeshadows, cashmere something eyeshadows, and I haven't placed an order for them yet. I'm just really gauging and trying to see if I have enough budget for that, because after all, money doesn't grow in trees. I just have to be very careful with my spending, especially that the exchange rate between the Philippine peso and the dollar is actually very, very high. So I'm trying to do my best in resisting temptation, but it's really chipping on my mental fortitude, because I really do want to have some of those liquid eyeshadows from RMS. I'm very, very intrigued by them. I really want to try them out. Yeah, so that's it. So those are the things I have been very busy with in terms of makeup. But other than that, my short vacation here in my home in the province is coming to a close, and I hope that you guys enjoyed me showing you around, especially during this holiday season. And at this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna maybe hop into the water just to cool off a little bit, and maybe just to wake up, because it's getting a little bit warm and balmy at this point. Oh, one thing by the way, before I let you go, my dog Malena, she's okay now, because during the beginning portion of this vlog, I showed you guys that she was having an abscess and she was taking medications. But I'm so happy to report that her medications are working and she is good. Her abscess has not erupted and she's fine. So we don't need to go back to the vet for any surgical procedure at all. Okay, yeah, so that's it for me for this vlog. So I'm gonna let you guys go now. So if you have any more questions with anything makeup related, brush related, please let me know down in the comments box and let's have a conversation about it. Okay, all right, so that's it for me today. I'm gonna let you guys go now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you're having a good day wherever you are. Bye.